Hi guys, and welcome back to the Yoga Doc. I'm Leah Deutsch, founder of the Yoga Doc. Today we're going to be doing a floor-based flow sequence, which is targeting, amongst other areas, the lower back and middle back. We're also going to feet here, which is an area that tends to get a bit neglected in pregnancy. It's an area where you can become a bit more flat-footed because of the progesterone that you produce during pregnancy. So it's really good to keep these areas really healthy and exercised. So this is a great one if you're experiencing any issues around that. Now this is a gentle flow sequence, so you don't necessarily need to do a warm-up before coming into this, but if you'd like to, then you can use the ease sequence that also goes with this video, which is a really nice one to tag on to the beginning of it and makes a bit of a longer sequence for you. So enjoy and let's get started. So we're going to come today to begin with into your tabletop pose. So bring your hands directly underneath your shoulders. Bring your knees underneath your hips and just take a few moments just to settle in here. Just check yourself out, make sure your hips are nice and level, shoulders draw back away from the ears, and your hands are really pressing down firmly into the mat. We're going to begin by taking some movements to warm up the spine here. So taking a few little barrel rolls here. And so what I mean by this is we're going to drop the chest down towards the floor, so as if we're moving into our cat-cows. But instead of moving up, we're going to shift the ribs over to the left side. And then inhaling, we're going to push up into our hands, round through the back as if you're coming into your cow pose. And then exhaling, drawing over to the right side now. So as if you're creating this circle with your chest, with your rib cage, as if you have got a barrel around your rib cage and you're just cleaning the whole of that barrel with your chest. So moving really slowly with control with the breath. So as you inhale, shifting the chest down and to the left. Exhaling, pushing into the hands, pushing up through the upper spine. And then exhaling, moving to the right. Shifting down towards the floor. And taking one more here. Pushing in and hugging your baby into your spine as you move up. Exhaling, dropping down. And as you drop to the bottom, coming into the opposite direction now. So shifting over to the right now. Pushing up into the hands and then exhaling over to the left. Dropping the chest down. Exhaling over to the right. Pushing up, rounding through the upper spine. Inhaling over to the left. Dropping down through the chest. Exhaling over to the right. One more here. And then dropping down, coming back to neutral. Coming into a few little cat-cows here now as you glide your chest forward on the inhale, opening through the chest, tucking the tailbone up. Exhaling, tucking the tailbone under, hugging your baby to your spine, pushing into your hands and dropping your head down. Inhaling, sliding the chest forward with your neck, all in one lovely articulated movement. Exhaling, tucking tailbone under, hugging baby towards your spine and dropping your head down. Inhaling, smooth and liquid with your movement, controlled and moving with your breath. Exhaling, tucking tailbone under, rounding through the spine and dropping the head. Taking one more here. Inhale. And exhaling, tucking tailbone. Coming back to your neutral spine now, draw your shoulders away from your ears and make sure your hips are nice and level. Slide your right leg back, slide your left arm forward. Draw your knee towards your elbow on your exhale. Keeping level with the hips and then shifting your arm forward and your foot back, placing hand and foot to the floor, swapping sides. Right arm slides forward, left arm glides back. Knee to elbow as you draw in towards your belly. And then exhaling, allowing the body to stretch and elongate, placing the hand on the floor. Shifting over to the other side. Really see minimal movement here. It's all through the arms and the legs, keeping everything really controlled and tight here. Shifting out, stretching through that back heel and reaching through the fingertips of the hand. Shifting onto the other side. Right arm draws out, left foot, slides back. Hugging in towards the belly, shifting back out, placing the hand on the floor. Last one now. Sliding in with the breath as you exhale, inhaling, lengthening and lifting, pushing into that supporting arm. And then both hand and foot comes down to the floor. Now taking one more here as you push your hand out, flexing through that back heel. Just remain here for a moment. Make sure that hip is nice and level. So either stay here or maybe bend that back heel up. So bending through that left knee, bending through that left ankle and push that foot towards the ceiling. So you're engaging your bum muscle here. Now, if you're able to, maybe you take a right hand back and reach for that back foot. See how that feels. If this is too much for you, then just stay with your knee bent. That's absolutely fine. Just taking a breath here. See if you can square that right shoulder to the front. Elongate through the neck, remembering your neck is all part of your spine here. So seeing if you can keep it nice and long without dropping your head or lifting it up too much. So the gaze is just to the front of the mat. And then releasing that foot down, placing it to the back of the mat. Placing the right hand to the floor, pushing your right foot out to the side of the mat and sweeping that left arm up towards the sky. Taking a big sweep over with your left arm. And then exhaling, drawing back. Taking another inhale, sweep over. Maybe lift that left leg up. If this is too much for your balance, then keeping that foot on the floor, sweeping the left arm back. So that right foot to the side can really help here with that balance. So that kickstand of that right foot is helping support you. Keeping going. Taking one more. So as you inhale, sweep your left arm up, left leg up. And then exhaling, placing down to the floor, placing the left hand to the mat, drawing that right knee back in, left leg. Reset yourself up now, so coming onto the opposite side. So kicking your right heel back, left arm reaches forward, stretching and elongating, bending that right knee and pushing up with that right foot. So see how this feels. If this is enough, then stay here. Otherwise, maybe grab hold of that right foot with the left hand, pushing the foot into the hand and seeing if you can square the shoulder towards the front of the mat here. Breathing and lengthening through the spine, hugging your baby towards your chest, towards the back of your spine here. And then releasing that foot down towards the floor. Stretching it out in front of you, behind you, and placing the left hand to the mat. So taking that left leg as your kickstand now, right inside, foot rests on the floor and reaching the right arm up towards the sky. Reach up, stretch through the fingertips. Either staying here or maybe reaching the right arm overhead. Feel that stretch through the side ribs. Maybe reach that right leg off the floor. Take a breath. Exhaling, drawing the hand down towards the side of the body. Foot rests down. Inhaling, lifting up, flexing through that lifted leg, reaching through that stretched out arm. Exhaling, lifting. Inhaling, pushing into that left arm, reaching arm and leg, lengthening through the whole side of that body. Last one, exhaling. Inhaling, lifting up, and then right hand comes to the floor, right knee comes to the floor. Allow the body to start to walk towards the mat, coming into your Anahatasana, puppy dog pose or open heart pose, allowing the chest to soften here. So this may be enough for you. Maybe it's just coming here, resting the forearms on the floor. If you want to take a little bit more of a stretch, then just start to walk the hands towards the front of the mat, maybe dropping the chest down. Make sure that your hip stays directly over your knees here. So it's a real stretch through the ribs, through the chest. If you haven't got any neck issues and you want to intensify the stretch a little bit more, then maybe looking to the front of your mat. Breathing here. And then walking the hands all the way back up. touching the toes, knees come apart, and allowing the body to soften down into your child's pose. So taking a block, a blanket, or your fist here to support your head if you need a little bit more space, and bringing your knees as really as wide as you need to accommodate your baby and to make it a nice comfortable child's pose. And taking a breath here, softening in. Maybe walking the hands over to the left side now, if that's okay to do so, and feel that stretch through the right side of the body. Maybe place the right hand on top of the left arm. Soften the right hip down towards the right heel. And then walk your way all the way back, and taking the opposite side. Left hand over right hand. Feel that stretch through the left side of the body. And then walking your way all the way back to center. Finding your way all the way back up to a nice comfy kneeling position here. So we're going to tuck the toes under here. We're going to come into a bit of a toe cruncher, and I know everybody, this is not your favorite, but it's really, really good for the osteoarthritis that we all build up from wearing shoes, and it may feel like it's killing your toes, but I promise you it's doing you good. So coming into that kneeling pose with the toe tucked under, sitting back on your heels if that feels comfortable to do so. If it really gets too much, then just to come to a normal kneeling position. We're just going to take a couple of lotus breaths here. So as you're sitting here, take a big inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhaling, drawing the hands towards the center of the chest. Palms open like pages of a book, and bring the backs of the hands together as you exhale. Push away and draw up the head down towards the chest. Inhaling, drawing the hands back to center, and draw the hands into this lovely lotus flower in the center of the chest, so wrists meet. Inhaling, sweeping the arms overhead. Exhaling, hands to prayer, soften through the shoulder as you draw the hands down towards the center of the chest. Hands open like pages of a book, and backs of hands touch, pushing the hands away as you exhale and soften the head towards the chest. Inhaling, flipping the hands round, allow the wrists to meet, and draw the hands into the center of the chest. One more here. Inhaling, you're doing really well. Well done, keep with it. Exhaling, hands to prayer, soften down to the middle. Exhaling, don't rush, move with your breath, hands, back of hands meet, and draw the head down towards the chest. Inhaling, coming all the way back, wrists meet, lotus flower in the center of the chest. Just taking one final breath. Exhaling, brilliant. Now slowly move forward and just tap the feet out here just to release the toes. Your feet will thank you for it, I promise you. It's a really good one here, just to start to mobilize through the fascia of the feet, through the joints of the toes. This is a really beneficial practice, and I recommend if you can try and do that once a day, you really will find benefits to it. So coming now back to a kneeling position once more. So I would take a blanket if you've got one, if your mat's fairly thin, just to cushion your knees here, because we're just going to come onto our knees just for a little gentle back bend now. So coming up to an upright kneeling position, so make sure your hips are stacked over your knees, and then I would tuck your toes under here. I know we've just had them tucked and it may feel a little bit achy still, but it's just going to give you a little bit more support and a little bit less far to reach when we come into our half camel. So placing the hands at the base of the spine, and just take an inhale, lengthen through the front of the body, shoulders draw away from the ears and down the spine. We're going to take a little mini back bend here. So keeping the hips over the knees, we're just going to draw the chest back, draw the elbows together, keep the chin tucked in slightly, so you're almost creating a little mini double chin here. Inhaling, coming all the way back up. Take another one here. Inhaling, lengthen through the front of the body. Exhaling, supporting the lower back as you gently glide the body back, keeping the hips forward and over the knees. So you're drawing the front of the body back to the back of your mat, tucking the chin in. Really nice, coming all the way back. So either staying here, or we're going to take a sweep with the right arm. So we're going to take a big inhale, lifting the arm up overhead, exhaling, drawing down, seeing if you can reach for that right foot. Just taking a breath here. Maybe look down towards that back foot. And then inhaling, engaging the pelvic floor. And then exhaling, sweeping the arm back round, placing it at the base of the spine, taking with the opposite side now. So taking an inhale, lengthen through the front of the body, sweeping that left arm up. You're absolutely welcome to keep your hand on your lower back and do the first exercise if this is too much for you. Placing the left hand down onto the heel and then pushing the hips forward a little bit more, and maybe take a glance down towards that left heel. Breathing here, controlling the breath, engaging the pelvic floor to come back out, squeezing the thighs together and exhaling, coming all the way back round. Really nice. And then either staying here, or we can take a full camel now. So see how that felt, and if it felt enough to just do that, then repeat either one side or just keeping the hands on the lower back. Otherwise, take an inhale, lengthen through the upper back, through the chest, and then take a big sweep up with that right arm, reaching back, making sure the hips stay forward, and then inhaling, taking another sweep up with the left arm, keeping the hips pushed to the front of your mat. So you can just reach with your fingertips to your heels here and push your hips forward. Keep that lovely double chin. Now if you have no neck issues and you wish to, you can just drop your head back. Feel that lovely opening through the front of the body. Breathing here. And then to come out of your pose, place your right hand to your lower back, left hand to your lower back, and gently squeeze your pelvic floor as you come all the way back up to your upright kneeling position. Taking a moment here just to come down to sit on your heels, and then take a wiggle with your hips from side to side just to loosen up the lower spine. And then bring your knees nice and wide, and then slowly start to make your way back down to your child's pose. And just breathing here, finding that softening through the front of the body, releasing. Just breathing, feeling the benefit of that back bend as you soften into this forward fold. And well done guys, thanks for practicing with me today. By all means, go ahead and use one of the more active vinyasa practices, one of the flow videos on my YouTube channel. Otherwise, if you're stopping here today, then just take a few moments in Shavasana, so either by yourself or using the guided video on my channel. Have a lovely day and namaste. If you've enjoyed this class and would like access to more free videos, then don't forget to go ahead and click subscribe.